Hello and welcome to Fireside History. Alright, today's episode is going to be relatively short as I'm only going to cover just a general summary of how the war has gone for Carchemish. Now, he started off, he was conquering most of the lands west of the Euphrates. And then Aziru of Amaru betrayed Egypt after conquering a great chunk of territory down there near Egypt's Syrian colonies and vassal states, and then switched sides to the Hittites. Now, the Mitanni were rearing back, having been constantly outmaneuvered and defeated by the Hittites' great chariots and possible iron weapons. It's more than likely they did have iron weapons at this point. A few, mostly for the elite troops and whatnot, and the crack troops, as well as in the chariots. Now, this allowed the Hittites a distinct advantage over their still Bronze Age enemies. And then Carchemish ended up, towards the end, deciding to go for the knockout blow, because there was still one state, so to speak, standing between the total destruction of the Mitanni and Hittite supreme victory, and that was Carchemish. Now, Egypt had been dreading this and were busy biting their nails because, the current rulers from Akhenaten and onwards were all incompetent and weak. That is until about Seti the First. No, I think it's Seti the... Oh, well, I'll just say Ramses the First. He was solid enough, but most of the rulers between, after Amenhotep III's reign, up to Ramses III were weaklings. Ramses I began to reinvigorate the state. His son Seti, I think it's Seti II, reinvigorated things. And then you had Ramses II, or Ramses the Great, who was a terrible general, but a master diplomat and administrator, and truly worthy of the title of the Great. Anyone who just looks at any of the monuments of Egypt and looks up Ramses' great long reign and the bulk of it, a lot of his work, can see that he's probably worthy of the moniker. That said, there were mistakes made in his reign that are undeniable. So, that in mind, his predecessors, though, and the predecessors of, this was the 18th dynasty of Egypt, the end of the 18th dynasty had none of the greatness of the early and middle period of the 18th dynasty, and the greatness of the early 19th dynasty. So, they were busy biting their nails while much of the Near East was conquered by the Hittites. So that, Carchemish was in the midst of his final assault on Carchemish when he received a letter of explosive importance and with information that could change everything. And we'll be dealing with that letter next time, as it was a letter from the widowed Queen of Egypt. And that's where I'll leave you off. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. And stay tuned for one of the most mysterious and explosive incidences in ancient Bronze Age history. The famous or infamous Zananza incident.